Holy Batgirl, it's been cancelled! Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix. My name is Chris Wong. Man, it's never a dull day being a DC fan. Whether good or not, things keep changing. And one word that's going around now, it's unprecedented. Originally posted by the New York Post, The Wrap, Hollywood Reporter, and now confirmed by Variety, Batgirl film, axed by Warner Brothers, won't be released on any platform. That means, reportedly, this $90 million budget movie is not coming out on HBO Max, nor in theaters. And that's crazy, because they shot everything and they test screened this twice. The movie, directed by Adil El Arbi and Bilal Fallah, was going to star Leslie Grace as Batgirl, with the return of J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon. The villain Firefly was going to be played by Brendan Fraser, and also the return for, once again, Michael Keaton as the Batman. This was supposed to have been slated for 2023, sometime after the Flash movie, because in the Flash movie, they were going to have Michael Keaton as the new Batman for the DCEU, and it would spread to a new universe where Batgirl was a protector of Gotham. But apparently, this is what the studio said about the cancellation of Batgirl. This is coming from The Wrap. The leaders of the studio determined ultimately, in spite of reshoots and increased budget, that the movie simply did not work, according to insiders. The new owners and management, led by CEO David Zaslav, are committed to making DC titles big theatrical event films, and Batgirl isn't that. Insiders added that the studio brass loves the film's directors and star and are actively planning to work with them soon. Now, that's the one thing about this whole thing, is that I truly feel really bad for Leslie Grace, who was so excited to play the role of Barbara Gordon and Batgirl. I was excited for J.K. Simmons to return as Commissioner Gordon. I was really excited to see Brendan Fraser back. Also, Michael Keaton as Batman. Come on, this would have been cool after the Flash movie, seeing Michael Keaton there. Now, you know what? He's only going to be in one DC film now. That's The Flash. Steve Weintraub from Collider says, spoke to people that saw Batgirl and they said it was a huge disappointment. Also that the costumes looked cheap, especially Keaton's Batman costume. I figure Warner Bros. Would dump it on HBO Max, but looks like we will never see it. And yeah, it doesn't have that Michael Wilkinson costume flair from like Batman v Superman and all the Zack Snyder stuff, but it looks like it's budgeted for HBO Max. So why not release it on HBO Max? Can't they just put it on there without investing any more into it? Or was it really that bad? Because, there are a lot of bad films that come out on Netflix and HBO Max, but it brought more attention, more subscribers to HBO Max and Netflix. So I'm also wondering, why didn't they put it on HBO Max? That doesn't make sense to me. Unless there's not going to be an HBO Max anymore. But because this movie's not coming out, some scoopers are just going to spoil this movie for you. So if you don't want to know any more about this movie, who cares? It's not even coming out anyway. Here's the spoilers. Viewer nod. Okay, well, no point holding info anymore. Michael Keaton only had 5 scenes in Batgirl. He didn't train Barbara. She just dressed up as Batman for a Halloween party, stopped some terrorists, and tweaked the costume to be a superhero. Michael Keaton meets Barbara twice in costume. First on the street, telling her not to do this. Then in one of those big Tim Burton-y towers where he helps her with something she needs. The last scene in the movie was them teaming up and diving off a gargoyle to fly around Gotham. Wow, what about Brendan Fraser as Firefly? Everyone really liked Brendan Fraser as Firefly. His backstory: he was a slower goon for a Gotham mob boss that went straight to support his son's political aspirations. So Firefly got a normal job to try and pay for his sick wife's healthcare. Firefly gets fired from his job and his health insurance is canceled, so he desperately turns back to crime in order to help his wife. So it just seems like it's not this big tentpole film, but it really wasn't going to be a big tentpole film. That's why it was supposed to go on HBO Max. But does go to show you Warner Brothers Discovery is not afraid to throw away millions of dollars in order to get what they want, and they want big tentpole DC films. Which makes you wonder, does that mean just DC films or DC property or, the cinematic universe of DC films? Do they want each and every DCEU movie to be a big tentpole film? What does that mean for like Blue Beetle? I mean, the costume in Blue Beetle looks pretty good. I'm wondering, what do they think about Blue Beetle? Heck, I'm wondering, what do they think about James Gunn's Peacemaker series? Do they think that should be more DC film, more big tentpole-like? Or are those safe? This also makes me wonder about the Flash movie. If they were prepared to throw away $90 million, are they prepared to throw away $200 million as well? I'm also wondering, does this have to do with continuity-wise? They did spend money to reshoot Aquaman 2, replacing Michael Keaton's Batman or Bruce Wayne with Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne instead. Now that Michael Keaton is only in the Flash film, if they are truly wanting Ben Affleck back as Batman, they could really rework the ending of the Flash film so that it's not Michael Keaton's new universe, but actually the same universe. Instead of Sasha Calle's Supergirl flying down, it's Henry Cavill's Superman, it's Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne coming out of the car, stuff like that. They could really reshoot that if they were really trying to play with the continuity there. Or as some have said, if they start canceling more DC projects, this could be the end of DCEU entirely, and that they will do a full reboot. Or it's like they said, and Batgirl wasn't a really good movie, and they don't want to throw any more money at it, so they decide to scrap it instead. But whatever may be the case, this is all wild and confusing, unprecedented. I really don't know which direction they're going to go. Anybody could say it's going to go one way or the other, and of course provide all the evidence to go with either narrative, so we really have to see what happens, and hopefully soon. The more Warner Bros. Discovery changes things for the DC film slate, the more they will have to actually show us their actual plan. I think really soon, like very soon, they are definitely going to have to show us what they plan to do with DC films. But one thing's for sure, the Warner Bros. Discovery DC drama continues on. Alright, now I turn it to you. What do you think this cancellation of Batgirl really means? Is it to restore the Snyderverse? Is it going to reboot the DC? Or is it just because this one movie was just bad? Share your thoughts in the comments down below.